How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another Marvel Snap video. Today, we have a deck that was given to me by my buddy Glazer over at the Snap Judgements podcast. If you haven't listened to them, go check them out. I'll put a link in the description. I was just on an episode with them. It was my second episode I've done, and we have fun every single time. Hopefully, they'll have me back. But he recommended this deck to me after the Thanos nerfs. He actually hit Infinite with this deck earlier in the season. So yes, it is good. Yes, it works, and you should definitely give it a shot. Finally, get to use some cards like Valkyrie and Beast. Never really used them before, and this deck is really fun. But before I go over the deck, I just want to let you guys know I started a Patreon. I'm going to be posting kind of breakdowns of the smaller bundles that I'm not making videos for on there, give you my opinions whether you should buy them or not. You'll get early access to videos, Patreon Q&As, some monthly stuff. I'm going to add more as we go, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, go check that out. As usual, if you love all things Marvel Snap and you love video games, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell. Let's talk about the deck. Okay, so this deck uses a few cards that I don't use very often and a few combos that work just really well and are really fun to play with. So for the idea of this deck, it's hard for me to give you a straight play line because there's so many stones with Thanos, but basically you want to play a couple stones, turn 1 and 2, maybe get Bast out, buff some of your stones, possibly get a Daredevil out if you don't have many other plays, attempt to get Bishop out on turn 3, maybe return some stones back with Beast, play those for 0, buff Bishop up over the next couple turns. You can play Devil Dino on 5. If you play Daredevil on 2, you can drop a Professor X on 5 on a lane that they're not going to win. If you're able to play Devil Dino out, Valkyrie on a Devil Dino lane works out really well. Valkyrie on a Stones lane with Soulstone works really well. If none of those lines work out, you have Shang-Chi to try to steal a lane. You have SpiderMan to try to lock down a lane as well, alongside Professor X on turn 5. There are just a lot of play lines with this deck. You don't need Bishop for it to work out well. It's just a fun overall deck, and I really have had fun with it. So I encourage you to give it a shot, give it a try. Now, normally this is where I cut to me and my gameplay. However, Glazer hit Infinite with this deck, and what better man to show you than him? So I'm going to cut to some gameplay of Glazer playing this deck. He's going to talk through the deck. He knows how to play it a bit better than me, talk through how it's done. So go subscribe to their YouTube channel, tell them I sent you, and enjoy the games. I'll see you in the next one.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Glazer of the Snap Judgements podcast. You can also find me on YouTube every day where I release a video called Snap Take. Today, thanks to Yeti for letting me on the channel, I'm going to take you through gameplay of the deck I hit Infinite with. It is the Valhalla deck by Wesley Seek. It is also known as Thanos Bounce. That's what I call it. I've released a video on this on my channel as well, and I release a video every day. If you have time, please go check it out. Okay, so we've got a monster. Monster is of reasonable usefulness. It's I've got Shang-Chi, so that means my monster should be better than theirs. I want to drop Power Stone somewhere blind, because this deck doesn't have great ways to get into locations such as Sanctum Sanctorum. So I don't mind dropping an early stone blind to see where we are. Check, my opponent is playing Bast, so we've got likely either Patriot or Mr. Negative. Neither one is a great matchup for this deck, but let's see. Well, that doesn't really change things. So I'm going to just Shang, and I'm going to Bishop and Shang, I think. I could Bast here, but it's probably better to just get the Bishop and Shang out here. So we're going to kill this and then grab an extra power. That's the play. Let's see what the opponent has done. Our opponent has dropped, very slowly but surely, a Mr. Negative. Yikes, a Mr. Negative onto... I don't think I'm going to be winning this game, but let's find out. Hey, that Space Throne sure does help, though. Okay, we are dropping right here a Daredevil. The plan at this point is to SpiderMan one of the locations, and then drop something like America into the Space Throne to win the game. Daredevil gives me the opportunity to play whatever I want, and that should win. Okay, unless there's a way to like double up power here, that should be that. I should be able to win Space Throne with just America Chavez. I'm not playing anything this turn, lest it backfire on me. Let's see what the next play is. We got a double play of White Tiger. Whew, White Tiger is scary, and Zabu. And now we see where we are with SpiderMan. I'd really like to be able to Spider-Man where the monster is so that nothing can sabotage me in that location. I don't want Odin to randomly lose me this game. There is no play from the opponent, so the Spider-Man is going to win me the game here. So I'm going to Spider-Man, and then I'm going to... I could also just Valkyrie here, but Spider-Man will do the job along with America Chavez in this first game. Spider-Man, of course, means they can't play in that location. An Odin would still beat me here, and if an Odin beats me, then, well, so be it. I now drop America into the Space Throne, unless they have some answer I'm not seeing. This should be a good game. A Mr. Negative deck that runs Odin would be quite the surprise. They play Iron Man, they have a bajillion strength here, and then they play Mystique to have a bajillion more. But 9 is more than 8, 17 is more than 13. It doesn't matter how much more 60 than 7 is. That's game. All right, that's the first game. Catch you back in a moment for another. All right, time for game 2 with the Thanos Bounce deck. We've got Newt as our opponent. Let's see. An early Daredevil. We're not seeing many stones. Not always ideal for a Thanos deck. Beast is always a good sight to see. Obviously, a better sight with some Infinity Stones. Bar Sinister is absolutely terrifying for this deck. It does not especially want that. Nothing that can necessarily be done. We're going to start with nice Daredevil. Let's give ourselves a chance for the Raft. I like playing cards in Unseen Sights. Again, there's no real way to get into those locations in this deck, so cards like Daredevil that can do so have extra value. Here's a Wolfsbane of limited value. I am actually going to Reality Stone and Beast this location. I have no interest in dealing with Bar Sinister. I also have very little interest in dealing with the Raft. I am very likely to get rid of that as well. As long as this isn't no on reveals as what happens from my Reality Stone, I should be fine. We've got a lot of squirrels, which help fill some locations. There is an extremely limited play pattern happening here. I'm going to actually go Soulstone here. I'm going to change Central Park again for another draw, and I believe I'm going to make them compete and get a 7 by playing Wolfsbane. They will be behind fairly heavily here. There we go. There's my big card, which seems pretty solid in this exact situation. I should be fairly ahead here. There, they lose 3 power, and it'll be 4 if they play a 4th card. We've got one more. Oops, Sakar. Looks like we're dropping a card there. Hoping pretty hard it's Chuck. It is Shang-Chi. They reveal a Namor. I reveal the Shang. I get to see what they're going to do. No. If I had held that Reality Stone, I wish I had. I could have Professor X'd into Camp Lehi here, which I can't do right now. I am, however... Oh, yes, I can. I've got Hulk. I can all but lock this game up with a Hulk into a Professor X in Camp Lehi. That is very likely going to be my play this turn. At that point, I'm very likely to drop Thanos into Sakar and see how that works. That is a blue Marvel. That's actually frustrating for the Raft's chances, but I do win this location and only leave them one place to play on the last turn of the game. And the last play is just going to be Thanos. We see if Thanos takes this location and if they can get to 4 more power in the Raft. If they get both of those, then I lose. I'm perfectly fine risking that they can't do both of those things this game. Oh, they drop a Doom, which actually beats me by 1 in both locations. Well played. Did not expect a Doom in that deck, but it got me. All right, on to the next game. All right, game 2 of the Thanos Bounce deck. Excuse me, game 3. Well, whatever number game it is, let's play. First location is Nidavellir, and we have a actual stone, not the one you necessarily want to play on one, but it is a stone. I am, in fact, going to drop that blind. Nidavellir has value for me with Shang-Chi in my hand, so I don't really want to get rid of it. And now Morag has a reasonable amount of value. I, again, can't really get into locations that I don't know about, so I am perfectly fine dropping a Daredevil into that and seeing if that can randomly luck out to win me a game. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But having Daredevil out has serious value in this deck. Turn 5, all cards must be played. There is a little dangerous. We're going to go Hood and Power Stone into Nidavellir as a way to start gaining power there. Again, I'm planning on shanking there, likely on turn 6. But it could be sooner if the game demands it. Here comes the opponent's bishop as they're playing something Sarah-y, perhaps. I will be dropping a bishop at this point. I'm going to bishop into Nidavellir. Again, I'm competing there, and I'm dropping a demon into Morag. This deck could be running a Killmonger, but Morag means I sort of just have to get my cards out. Let's see what's played. Demon out into Morag. Nice. Oh, a Mr. Negative on 4. Well, that's often a problem for this deck. So let's see if I can stop Mr. Negative. A draw that locks up a location would have been very nice, but it seems like that is not currently in the cards. They drop Sarah. Well, can't stop Sarah right now, so we are dropping a dinosaur to counter Sarah. See if Dinosaur can take this location. It seems unlikely given what we're playing against, but I'm fine risking that. I currently have priority, so Shang-Chi is a very bad card. I'm going to hope for the best kind of in Morag. What I'm going to play in is going to be, I'm going to drop that big Thanos, and I can't drop it on Morag, and dropping Nidavellir seems extraordinarily dangerous because an Iron Man there just doubles so much power. I'm going to drop this over here into the Avengers compound. Well, there's a Bast and an Ironheart, which means that the Thanos play will end up taking the game with no problem. We lose one location, win the other two. That is not how the deck is supposed to win, but we take them how we get them. Time for another game. Let's see what we're playing against. We've got Mihail sick, and I've got a turn 1 Hood. Usually not my favorite play in the world, and I'm actually going to play that Hood in Necrotia, which is usually a bad idea, but I've already got Beast. So unless they can get a Cosmo down before I can get that out of there, that's going to work out just fine for me. So the next play is actually going to be a blind Daredevil here. I again like playing in blind, no way to get into those locations, and that would tie Korg. My next play is extremely likely to be Demon Beast. Oh, looks like Daredevil is not going to be giving us his ability. So I don't have a good play on 4 as a general rule. So I'm going to drop Bishop into the sewer system, and then I will Demon Beast next turn with the possibility of an extra stone. Puts me again at risk of Cosmo, but Korg and Zabu, this deck is likely a Sarah deck, not running Cosmo, instead running cards like Darkhawk. Again, very sad that Daredevil is in Glintar. That's one of the punishes for playing blind, but there are only like 5 locations of the 130 in the game that actually cause a problem in this. That's great for us. Bishop is very good there. Okay, so now we get to take advantage of some cards. I would like the Demon to be free more than I would like the Soul Stone. I get my cards back, and I get to pump Bishop. There's Coulson filling that hand, looking for a Devil Dino at this point. This looks like that Binks deck that's running all of these cards. And here we go. I will have a SpiderMan next turn and several free cards to see if I can steal a win. So I'm going to drop SpiderMan, I believe, into Necrotia. I don't have to overcommit and play anything else because most of my other cards cost 0. I don't hate the idea of just getting this hood out and having an extra 1-drop for next turn because my next draw is America. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to sort of give up this symbiote for the time being, and let's see how that works out for us. And there could be a Doom. Doom would almost certainly just straight up beat me at this point. But I've got a real shot at actually stealing this game. This is a 4. He's very unlikely to play there. So I could Shung, Demon, Soulstone, which is going to give theirs -2, and Demon, and try and get the win here. Let's see. If they don't have Dr. Doom, I believe I win. Looks like that's not Doom, because they're very unlikely to be able to play 2 cards if one is Doom, although that might be a Darkhawk on something else, which could also create a problem for me, obviously. Nothing to copy, nothing to kill. Got the victory. Just a nice, simple control game there for our win. All right, let's get one more game. I'd really like to show you what Valkyrie can do in this deck. I feel like we've seen some wins, but we have not seen a good Valkyrie. And we're playing Arobi. I have no idea who that is, but that is our opponent. Good luck, Arobi. We opened with Adeline, so drawing is of limited value. We're still going to do it because we could see the Reality Stone and change that up. So we're going to start with Space Stone. Right now, another Thanos. Right now, we're very clearly going to go Space, Daredevil, Bishop. And Thor, not a card I especially want in this deck. I'd rather not fill it with more junk. I am going to drop the Daredevil in Adeline. There's a potential I need that power there. If he doesn't play there enough, and I need to be able to Professor Exit. Ooh, not playing there enough is not going to be the concern. Here are both Sunspot, and there goes the draw, the redraw, as expected. Bishop and Devil Dino just got a real good. The other cards in my hand, well, I guess Shang-Chi has improved as well. Okay, we are 100% dropping Bishop here. I know that Devil Dino is a good shout, but Bishop on top of Soulstone has too much value all of a sudden. There is a suddenly cheaper Doggo and a Mind Stone. Let's see what this grabs. As long as it's not Leech, we're pretty happy. It's Vision. We're totally fine with that. And here we are. We're turn 4, not turn 5. So I'm going to drop a Devil Dino actually into the Dark Dimension, and I'll play a Mind Stone Center. I'm looking for a SpiderMan into the Peak, very likely. SpiderMan could also happily go into Camp Lehigh and mess up their plans there. Let's see. Here's their own Dino. Good to see with that Shang in hand for the last turn. Let's see their play, and then we can decide where we're going and what we're doing. We've got Professor X and Spider-Man. I think Professor X is very likely to be the better play right now. Apparently this deck does not want to show Valkyrie off for us tonight. We are just not seeing her. Not that she's an incredible card right now in this matchup, but she's more than good enough. Ooh, there's a Leech. That's actually probably going to beat me. With a Leech there, how do I want to play this? So they're going to fill this location, which means that I just need to win it, which means Shang-Chi, a Time Stone, Shang-Chi, and a Time Stone. And then we'll put the Power Stone right over here into the Dark Dimension. SpiderMan is no longer a very good play. But I do want some draw because suddenly Valkyrie would be an amazing card. There's a Magneto to ruin my life. Very, very rough Magneto. Although this is going to be one hell of a Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi taking out 40 power worth of opponent's stuff. Time Stone, a little bit of extra stuff. There's that Valkyrie that I wanted. Sunspot could still be beating me here. So this isn't the best Valkyrie I've ever seen. But it is good to see a Valkyrie. I believe I'm actually going to drop Valkyrie right here. Because Devil Dinosaur is... I guess Devil Dinosaur is hit. But as of right now, that's all I'm really worried about. So I think that's the right play. I believe they will be taking... So they move Vision center and they play something else. It's possible they still win center, which means I guess I'm supposed to play into the peak. Depends what they play. I'm going to drop America Chavez. She feels like the best bet. He is a 6. It's actually 6 plus... I believe I've played every stone. I really wish there was a... Oh, no, I did not. I did not play the reality stone. So, America is the best play here, since I don't have priority. I'm going to drop America Chavez and see where that leads us. Oh, looks like we're at least, depending on how much mana is spent, and it looks like all of it is going to take the peak. There's the leech again. We don't care. Here's a time stone. If this grabs a stone, grabs a space stone, we have, I believe, locked up this game. There's a big old Devil Dino, a Power Stone, and Blue Marvel. Ooh, does Blue Marvel cost me the game? Blue Marvel does not cost me the game. I get the win, and that's the deck. Thanks for watching. Please check me out at Snap Judgecast on Twitter and at Snap Judgements Pod on YouTube. Thanks for watching.